Welcome everyone to the Proven Knowledge Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Church. I'm a music producer from Northeast Ohio. I began this weekly interview series to give you different perspectives from artists, producers, engineers, and other individuals in the music industry. In each episode, we touch on not only what has helped the person succeed, but we also touch on what has shaped them into the person that they are today. I hope you're able to gain some real proven knowledge from the show, and that it helps elevate you on your own journey to success as well. Let's get into it. What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 272 here on the Proven Knowledge Podcast. Today was a part 2 episode with my good friend Rothstein Beatz. You remember in 2021, I had Rothstein on the show. I had originally met him through Clubhouse. I don't know how many people still use Clubhouse, but around that time, I was in one of his rooms, and he actually ended up, getting in touch with me. We had an amazing episode, and I've stayed in touch with him kind of off and on over the last few years, but he has stayed very consistent with his music, promoting his artists on his label Casino Gang, and I wanted to reconnect with him this week, and we were able to make that happen. He talked about kind of being able to reinvent himself the last year or so, focusing more time on himself. He talked about putting out his solo projects, his most recent beat tape, which is called 1979 El Dorado. He talked about what is to come for Casino Gang Records, for all the artists on the label, and just overall talked about the almost relief of being able to have this time to kind of just set aside for himself, refocus, replenish his energy. And I'm very excited to see what he does moving forward. He's one of the most hardworking people that I know out here doing anything music related. So definitely get tapped in with him. He has an awesome show now promoting independent artists through their music videos. He'll give information in the episode, so definitely listen to that. And if you're interested in connecting with him, definitely check out his work. And once again, I thank Rothstein for stopping by this week and having an awesome conversation once again. So without further ado, let's get into this one. I guess we'll just have you give kind of a brief reintroduction for those that might not have heard that first episode we did a few years ago. And for those that might not know you and what you do.
Okay. All right, man. Well, hey, man, what's going on, everybody? This is your guy, Rothstein Beatz, music producer, CEO of Casino Gang Records, also the host of the Vault Video Countdown on the Sheen Magazine app, as well as host of also the Clubhouse Room, Music Network, and No Egos, and so many more different things that I do as well. But, man, thank you again for having me on the podcast, bro.
Yeah, for sure, man. Like I said, we've stayed in touch kind of lately the last few years. I looked it up. The 2021 was the last time we did the podcast, though.
Oh, so man. Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
A
lot has changed since then.
For sure. And I guess that kind of leads me into my first question, which would be, like, what has been the biggest change for you? It could be personally or just, in your career in general since the last time we talked, because that is 4 years. So what's been going on?
Man. Jeez, man. Now that you think, I'm trying to think back now, because there's just been so much going on. Like you said, 4 years. I mean, a lot has changed. But I would say for me, I actually took the time to focus on me a little bit more. I'll probably say this is probably the most selfish I have been in the last probably couple of years. And it was just more so I felt like I was running in too many different directions. So I had to kind of like slow down and see what was my true focus, because once you start getting people like, influencing you to do this or suggestions for you to do that, sometimes you can get off of your main focus of what you really want. Yeah. And I think that's kind of what I was running into, is trying to like do this and have my hand in that and have my hand on this. And I was just pretty much getting burnt out. Trying to do too much at one time.
Yeah. Well, it's great to be able to do that too. And I think it kind of allows you to refocus, like you said, on like a certain goal for yourself as well. And kind of just, update, it's almost like updating, your software a little bit, being like, I gotta kind of refocus and do something else now. And it's almost like a fresh start too, in a way, which I think is super cool. So congrats on that, for sure. And that was a big thing, I think, because the last time we talked, you were obviously running the Clubhouse Room, which you were doing every single day. You were managing an artist, at least one artist I remember, and you were doing your own music too. So like, what does that kind of look like now with, you said you kind of focusing more on yourself. What does that entail exactly? Is it just more putting out your own music and doing that sort of thing, or is it other ventures? Like, what has that been like?
Yeah, I've actually taken a break from the clubhouse room, which, like you said, Monday through Friday, I was on there faithfully. I'm actually on a 2-month hiatus right now where I haven't been on Clubhouse at all.
Yeah.
And personally, I've had things going on, so it kind of took my focus away from Clubhouse to where I had to kind of, put that on the back burner for right now and actually focus on my ventures, which I have, which is the Vault Video Countdown that I've been doing here, which has been highlighting independent artists' music videos. It's a top 5 countdown. And man, it's been going very well. I've been having a lot of great feedback and also helping a lot of independent artists get their music out there and discovered to a new audience as well. So that's kind of been my new baby. My new focus is, working on getting this countdown out there more and letting the independent artists know that they do have another outlet that is not, going to try to hold their music or not put it out. We actually have people's videos out right now on our platform.
Well, tell us a little bit more about it. Like, how did that opportunity come to fruition for you? Is that something you had always wanted to do, and then the opportunity just kind of came your way recently, or how did that kind of fall into place?
Yeah, it's kind of funny you said that because I actually had I was actually working on this idea myself. I was actually coming up with another way that I can help independent artists because, on my Clubhouse platform, that's our main focus is helping independent artists get their music out there and learning about the business and everything like that. So I wanted to do a show to where I play the music videos because, as we know, MTV, BET, and everyone else stopped showing videos. So how besides the internet, where else can you, try to find videos? So I just wanted another platform for that, as well as I have segments called Real Talk and Industry Tips. So pretty much the Real Talk is just telling people the ins and out about the music industry, like, hey, this is what you need to focus on, get yourself a team, those type of concepts. And then as far as industry tips, is example, owning your masters and understanding about publishing and, things like that as well. And if you never heard of it, you can go Google and start looking these things up and then expand your knowledge on these things as well. So just kind of fast forward from that idea, I met with the publisher of Sheen Magazine, which is an international magazine. And he was asking me what I was working on, and I was telling him I was working on a countdown show. And he said, man, you know what's so funny? He said, we wanted to do the same. And I was like, really? And so he was like, and so I was like, well, hey, we might as well partner and put this thing together. Yeah. So I created the concept, created the idea. I gave it to their production team, and then the producers on the show. They came together and they put together a nice background and, everything for me. So edited and everything. So we have pretty much like a season's worth of material now. So, we're about 5 episodes in. So if you have not, go to Sheen Magazine app on your Google Play Store or the App Store in your iTunes, iPhone, and go download the Sheen Magazine app, or you can go to YouTube and look up Sheen Magazine TV and the Vault Video Countdown.
Yeah. That's incredible, man. And it sounds like it was perfect timing to kind of get it going too, based on like the partnership that you have with them as well. So I don't know. It's almost like everything kind of fell into place exactly how it should for it, which is super awesome.
Yeah, it was literally unexpected. Yeah. And we just having a casual conversation, and we happened to be both, having that idea. So what's the chances of that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's really the chances of us both aligning on what I was working on, and then now, I'm actually getting ready to go shoot another episode next month. And we're going to keep this thing, rolling. And we actually got the Sheen Awards that's happening next month as well. So, if you do want to pull up, get yourself a ticket. I will be a special guest there as well. So, man, I'm just honored to, be recognized.
Yeah, that's incredible, man. Well, I got to say congrats on that because it sounds like an incredible opportunity. And I'm glad that everything is off and running, at full speed, too. And how does that work with people wanting to get their videos featured? For those listening, how can they, get their videos sent in to potentially get featured?
Yeah, well, what they can do is email thevaultcountdown@gmail.com. The Vault Countdown, very simple, @gmail.com. And send your videos. And what that will do is we'll respond back, send it to our producers. And if they like it, we'll contact you and let you know that, hey, your video will be featured on the platform. And as of right now, this is the time to do it because we are looking for some more videos to add to the platform and hopefully keep this thing going for years to come.
Yeah, for sure. Well, everybody listening, definitely check that out. Definitely tap in. And I'm going to be tapping in too. I'm definitely going to see what you guys have been putting out there because I'm always looking for new artists too. Through different platforms. So it sounds like a great way to discover new music as well. I kind of want to talk about your music as well because you just put out a beat tape recently, 1979 El Dorado, which really dope, by the way. I love it. It feels like it is kind of cruising music, like driving music. So I kind of see like thematically what you were going for there. But tell us about that and why did you choose to put out a solo project this year as well?
Yeah, man. Like if anybody kind of been following me, I usually drop 2 beat tapes a year. That's what I've been doing actually since 2020. I've been dropping 2 beat tapes a year, so I've been trying to stay consistent on that. But I've had this concept in my mind for a while because, of course, Rothstein is from the movie Casino. And so 1979 El Dorado was a car that saved his life from, the explosion. And so the concept was the music being so fire in your car, and, you got to get up out of there. Like, it's too hot in here.
Yeah.
But I wanted to, of course, have cruising music. I did ride around in the car with it, and, and that's why I wanted the vibe to be on some nice cruising music, have a little storyline as well to kind of tell the story. About, you find love and hopefully people got love for you, but then, next thing you know, you get double crossed. So it has a couple different little stories that go in there, but the whole theme is riding, cruising, soulful, 79 vibe.
Yeah, so. I love that. I love that for sure. And like I said, I love projects too that kind of keep the theme, even in just beat tapes and instrumental projects. Like being able to come up with those themes is so exciting. So that's awesome, man. And like I said, I'm a big fan of it so far. Definitely checking it out again. Is there another one in the works already? Like, are you already looking at what the next project's going to be?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Oh, no, I definitely, it's funny because I got a lot of great feedback on the cover art and the theme. So there may be a album that might be dropping as well that have a same kind of theme. But I'm already working on my next. I actually have my next tape kind of ready. But my goal is I'm not really trying to do it for streams and this, that, and the other. It's just really for listening pleasure.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I got hit up the other day from one of my friends and they was listening to one of my beat tapes called The One. And they were like, man, I'm still listening to this right now. And that's pretty much the goal of mine is to give people some music that they might want to listen to. And it ain't got to be every single day, but it might be a day you might want to vibe out and hear just some instrumentals. And, you know what I mean? And, of course, it's appreciated that people do, but the main goal is just to, for those people that might want to vibe out. And I got people in Russia vibing out. I got people in different countries that's listening to these beat tapes. And it's like, man, Shazamming the beat tapes, trying to find out what, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that right there is what the main purpose is for the listeners out there to have something to enjoy.
Yeah, being able to build like a nice back catalog too is such a big thing. I'm definitely discovering that in my own music too. And I think another thing, like you just kind of mentioned, people giving you compliments on not necessarily the new stuff, but the stuff that might have come out like 4 or 5 years ago. And it shows that like even the work you put in back then, people are still appreciating it now. It makes you want to work harder on the next thing too.
Exactly.
Which is
and I actually had one of my friends say, hey man, I see the growth in the beat tape. And that's what I wanted as well, because I feel like, yes, I got some fire beats I could just put out right now on the tape, and it could go viral. People could be tapping it, but I like to take the steps. I like to go step by step, because I'm not in a rush. Of course, it would be great to have all the money, all the fame, all that stuff, but I'm not in a rush to get there, because like when you get there, you want to make sure you stay there.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, they rush to get there, and then they run out of gas when they get to, now it's really time to like go to that next level. They can't get there.
Yeah.
So that's why we see a lot of people kind of come and go, is because they were trying to run. They're talented to get there, but sometimes you got to just keep working. And then when it's your time and it's your season, then you go crazy. And then guess what? You can have a 20, 30, 40-year career just by making sure you staying at it.
Hey there, hope you're enjoying the episode so far. I just wanted to take a quick minute out to let you know about a couple different ways that you can support the podcast. One of the ways is by clicking that support the podcast button within your streaming platform. That is if you want to be a monthly supporter of the show. You can contribute either 99 cents, $5, or $10 a month. So that's the first way, and that's the more traditional way that we've had now for the last couple years. The other method that we actually just recently introduced is from our good friends over at Ko-fi. Ko-fi is a virtual tip jar. We have set our limit to a minimum of $10, but you can go make one-time, one-off donations. So if you visit ko-fi.com/the Proven Knowledge Podcast, you'll be able to donate. And all these different forms of donation go towards getting new guests every single week, getting potential sponsors on board to do giveaways, and overall just making the show better for you guys. So if you want to do that Ko-fi link, it's ko-fi.com/the Proven Knowledge Podcast. Otherwise, again, look for that support the podcast button in your streaming platform if you'd like to be a monthly supporter. And I just want to say thank you guys for your contributions. And without further ado, let's get back into the episode. Being able to have that longevity is such a big thing, and that's really, like you said, it's kind of what separates the people that will be around for 20 years as opposed to the people that are only around for a couple. So yeah, I completely agree with that as well. And obviously, you mentioned earlier, at the beginning, you're the founder of Casino Gang, and I remember talking a lot about that on the first episode. How has that kind of evolved? Are you more just doing, because you said you're focused on a lot on your own stuff right now. Are you still like looking to sign people or get people involved in that? And how has kind of the whole imprint evolved over the last few years as well?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Well, I got to shout out Megan B. She has a new project out called With Love from Texas. So that's out right now. She has an amazing video called More Life that's out on YouTube. So Megan B. More Life, check that out. Amazing video shot in New York. But yeah, I actually gained a few artists. I got to shout out my guy Doc Horton, pop soul artist. I have a producer I added to the roster, the Freckled Dragon. I have him added on to the roster. And then I still have artists. I still work with Brandon Brain, who's been on the imprint. So the imprint has evolved with more people, but we've been working on their projects as well. So Doc is working on his project, and we're keeping the train moving. You know what I mean? We're doing it step by step. My stuff is a little bit easier because it's just beats, so it's not like the recording and engineering process. So that's why when it comes to the artists, it takes a little bit longer for their stuff to come together because, of course, to get a budget together and to record. And we're not just using rinky-dink equipment. Like we're using, state-of-the-art equipment because it does matter.
Yeah.
And I know there's some people that's talented that can work with less. But let's be honest, if you can work with somebody who is experienced as well as has great equipment, that's like a home run.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's literally a home run. So with all that, the label is evolving. I am looking for talent, but I'm not looking for talent because we have already, enough going on with our roster. But I'm always open to find more talent. I'm always open to, you know what I mean, collaborate with other people.
Yeah.
Because I feel that's where the magic happens. Your talent with my talent, and we come together, and we can make a nice project. So, but I'm looking forward to a compilation album. We're working on a casino game compilation album that's going to feature all the artists on the label. I'm producing the whole thing, so we're gonna put that together. And then we got other little side projects going, movie scores going, movie sync opportunities. So it's some things cooking.
Yeah.
But you know, we just taking it step by step.
Yeah. It's funny because I was just about to ask about a compilation album. I was like, the more people you get on the roster, the more opportunity there is to do like a full album with everybody on it. So that's going to be very exciting. And I remember, because I think back in 2021, Megan B was like one of the first people you had on the label. So I remember seeing the promo stuff that you guys did for her stuff like early on as well. So I can only imagine that's evolved even more over the last few years. So it's going to be very exciting to see what you do, you know, with her new stuff, but also with everybody else's stuff as well. So I'm very excited for it, man. Very excited.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that because, again, if you look at our stuff from 2021 to where we're at now, you can see the evolution.
Yeah.
And that's sticking with your team and sticking with, like, you know what I mean, and trusting each other. And that's the best thing about Megan and I's relationship is that I trust her as much as she trusts me, and we're like brothers and sisters. And, you know what I mean? So it just helps when you can work with people that you love and care about.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
That means that. I mean, and I can work with people that I don't love, but I mean, it's just a lot easier to work with people that you.
I feel like you're one of those people you can get along with anybody. It doesn't necessarily mean you are cool with it. You know what I mean? Like, you can do it, you'll get through it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's the best thing in the world. For sure. And obviously
it's being a professional.
Yeah.
Like,
you got
same
to.
thing if you're at a job and you don't want to deal with this customer that talking crazy to you, but you still got to get through it, still got to handle it a certain way.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with the music industry because it's a small industry, so you got to be careful about what you say about people and who you say it to because you don't know people's relationships.
Yeah, absolutely. And keeping yourself, keeping your integrity intact and just staying honest and being yourself is such a big thing. And that's obviously something you do in and out every single day. And a big thing for you, because I know, like I said, you're one of the hardest working people I've seen out here. You're doing stuff all the time. And a big thing that I've kind of been asking people recently is, when you're not working, when you're kind of just, living the day-to-day life, what have you been doing recently to kind of, free your mind a little bit, relax, or just kind of recharge and refuel to get back into work and feel good about what you're doing?
Man, it's being around the loved ones, man. Being around families, if you have a significant other, spending time with people that really care about you and not what you do. And I think that's the main thing is have people around you that just because they see you do something or they know you do something well, that's their only reason they want to be around you. No, people that actually get to know who you are as a person. Because when you're not doing that thing or you're no longer doing that thing, who are you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I've been trying to focus on more is, that's why I said focusing more on me is, yes, I have Rothstein, but I'm also Stan, you know what I mean? And I was letting Rothstein for a little bit was taking over. Like it was, I was getting a lot of attention, a lot of different things, but I kind of took a step back and looked at my life and really, really wanted to see what was important to me and take control of it and really understand, like, where am I going with this? What's the legacy I'm trying to leave? And again, integrity, character, all those things, like those things matter to me. So I want to make sure that anytime I'm dealing with anybody, it's going to be as pleasant as it can be experience. And I'm here to work. I'm here to do business the right way. Because again, if you try to like cheat people, try to do that energy is gonna come back to you. So it's just best to just do things the right way. We both could be happy. We both could be having good partnerships. But so let's just keep it real and keep it honest. And and let's work.
For sure. And I guess that kind of leads me into, in closing, what do you think are your big goals here for the next, let's say, year or so moving forward? And where do you kind of see yourself going now on this new chapter of your journey?
Man, now that I've been a creator of a show, I feel like now it's time to do more creating of shows. So I want to get into film. I want to shoot a film. So my next goal within a year is to be able to have either my own movie or series. So I'm feeling like that's probably going to be my next area that I go into. Maybe a little acting. I had a couple things that I was working on that kind of fell through. But I'm still going to keep, my options open into acting and just getting out there a little bit more. And then, of course, the music's not stopping. It's just producing, working with some more artists. I got a couple tracks that I sent out to a few artists, so we'll see if they take them, and just continue to get my name out there, continue to get my label and my artists and my other label people, producers out there more, and just keep grinding, man. Like it's a marathon, man. So I plan on doing this for. For a very long time. I plan on transitioning from producer to executive one day, and then just helping other people make their dreams happen. Yeah. So I'll say that in closing.
That's awesome, man. That's incredible. Awesome goals, too. And I think it would be cool if we see a Rothstein film production studio one day, like producing full shows and movies out of that. That would be wild.
That sounds great to me. That sounds great to me.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like an alter ego, not Rothstein Beatz, Rothstein like films or something like that. We'll have to think of it.
Okay, I'm listening. You cooking over there? You cooking?
Yeah, for sure, man. And do you have any final words of wisdom before we get out of here today?
Man, listen, man. This thing, life, is gonna beat you up sometimes. Not every day. But you're going to have certain days that's going to test you, that's going to push you to your limit. But guess what? You're built for this. So it's going to hurt. You might feel a little down. You might be a little sad. Might be a little depressed. But guess what? You can get back up. You can brush yourself off. You can go after those goals. You can write it down. You can get chat GPTs now. You can do so many things now to keep yourself focused and focus on the things that's important, which is health, wealth, and having great people around you, and you being a great person to be around. And as long as you do those type of things, you can live whatever kind of life you want to live, man. So don't give up the hope. Any day is your day. Tomorrow may be your day. 2 days from now might be your day that whatever you looking to happen, it can happen. But if you don't put the consistency in, you don't put the hard work in, don't get mad. Just work harder. Mm-hmm. Don't take it out on other people. Just work harder. If you're not getting no attention now, that means you're not doing enough. And then, do more. Yeah. And then watch you do more. And just do more each and every day. Just do a little bit more and watch the difference that makes. Yeah. And that's all I got to say. Be blessed. Hello.
For sure, man. Very well said, as always, man. And I got to say thank you again for stopping by, checking back in. Like I said, I'm going to stay tapped in with everything you're doing, man. And you're welcome back anytime. You're definitely like a day one over here at Proven Knowledge.
Hello.
So I appreciate it.
Hey, man, I want to say you keep doing your thing, man. I see that you've been having a lot of dope artists and guests and different people on your podcast. Keep cooking, my guy. I'm a fan of your work. I've been watching, still seeing, what you've been doing. So keep doing what you're doing, man. And, whatever you're going, wherever you're trying to go, you got my support, my guy.
Thanks, everyone, for listening today. That was episode 272. We'll be back this time next week. As always, hit that support button on your podcast streaming platform if you'd like to send us any funds. And feel free to leave us that 5-star rating if you enjoyed today's episode. So we'll see you next week. Thanks, everyone.